Hello, my name is Mike Ward. I'm the head of content at Informa Pharma Insights, and we're here in Vienna at the Bio-Europe Spring Meeting. This is a meeting where biotechs, pharmaceutical companies, investors all get together to discuss some of the latest trends and to sort of see areas that are unmet medical needs that are being treated. One of the most important unmet medical needs is in fact in the area of septic shock. In Germany alone, 200 people a day actually die from septic shock. It's been an area though that has been very, very difficult for pharmaceutical and biotech companies to challenge. I'm joined by Frauke Hein, who's the CBO and co-founder of a company called Adrenomed. And you guys have actually decided to take on sepsis. So, so given the fact that it has been a sort of challenging area, what is it that you guys are doing that is different?
Yeah, thank you for that question. So we are not fools that rush in something we don't know. So we are industry experts in that field that had made industry research on sepsis since 20 years. Yeah. And what we first did was to define the target and validate the target from a diagnostic perspective. So we looked into the blood of thousands of patients and saw what's the difference between those that die, those that survive, those that develop shock and those not. And we identified a molecule, a small peptide hormone, and then made a therapeutic approach out of that. But clearly our focus and our target group is to stratify the patients that would most likely to benefit from our approach with a stratification biomarker approach, and then get a targeted therapy on that.
Okay, so the first thing is actually to be able to identify or to have that sort of marker, that diagnostic, sort of saying, here is a patient that is likely to go into septic shock.
Right.
Is that how it works?
That is how it works.
And based on that science, you've then been able to actually develop a therapeutic. So where are you in the development of that therapeutic?
Oh, we're in a very exciting time because we are conducting a huge phase 2 trial, a proof of concept with 300 patients within the core of Europe. And this trial has passed an interim analysis and will go on. In the end of the year, we'll have the readout and are fully prepared to go on then and making a phase 3 trial after that.
All right, and the interim analysis is what? So you got to a point if you'd recruited a certain number of patients?
Right, it's just see how the recruitment goes on and see from a statistical point of view the endpoints can be reached. Right. And this was done successfully, so we are fully engaged now and are happy to get the results end of the year.
Okay, so this is a 300-person trial, right, and you are doing it under your own steam. You are financing it yourself. Absolutely.
So we're a private company with and fully dedicated to bring that molecule to the market. So our ultimate goal is what you have said: 200 people are dying each day. We want to cut that mortality rate. Yeah. We want to divide it by 50%. So that is clear. That is our goal. We want that septic shock is no longer the killer number one on ICUs in the US hospitals.
Right. Okay. And the financing. I mean, to date. I mean, when was the company founded? 2009.
Yeah, you're right. So it took a couple of years. And then we are financed on our own because we are financed from industry veterans that had made some good deals and then said, okay, to establish a new company that is dedicated on that area, you might not find external funding. So we did that on our own. And now, nicely, our approach was validated by the Series D we made with the Wellington HBM end of last year.
And that raised 20?
That raised 24 million euros, and that brings us to the completion of the proof of concept studies.
Right. Okay.
Right.
And so once you got the proof of concept study, the idea you'd use that to design the phase 3. Is the plan that you would still carry on, or would you use that to maybe find a pharmaceutical partner?
So we're open to everyone who helps us to get this medication as early as possible to the patients. Right. So, and there are interesting partnering discussions out. One has to consider that we are not positioned as a sepsis company, because we are targeting endothelial dysfunction and want to rescue vascular integrity. Right. So that is a completely other battlefield than other companies that tried to attend before. And this approach of fostering barrier function serves in many indications.
All right, so there are other sort of disease targets that you can go for?
There are other disease targets where you can transfer that mode of action and the pathophysiology. And it is clear that pharmaceutical companies have to be educated to think outside of their franchise box. Yeah. Because I had a nicely quote from someone from Big Pharma who said he doesn't believe that the body, the human body, is organized in therapeutic franchises. Right? You need to think about what is common in this disease.
Oh, and so have you already identified what other sort of diseases that could be the next target?
That could be. So we will go into the acute heart failure space, because there are residual congestion that is not adequately treated by diuretics, a massive unmet need, has the same pathophysiology. So this will be the next phase 2 that will be also started this year, first patient in, also a 300 patient study. So we're fully committed to leverage the potential here.
And you mentioned sort of the finance that you raised, yes. The 24 million. That was to complete the sort of sepsis trial. So are you looking to raise additional funds for example, the sort of cardiovascular?
Yeah, we have a variety of opportunities here. So we have good investors that share our vision, that can easily would go with us ahead. We have the opportunity also of partnering. We have also the opportunity to gain early market access in Europe. So when we can show that we have a considerable reduction of mortality in these patients for the first time, then we qualify for conditional market authorization, and we can get quite early to the market. So there's a mix of opportunities, and we are well situated to go into discussions and think what fits best.
Okay, well, so good luck with that, because obviously it's an important area. So thank you, Frauke.
Thank you.
Cheers.